That's right, guys. The video is finally here. Hello, gorgeous people. What is going on? And welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are back going over the incredible analog horror series, Vita Carnis Season 2. And today, we're watching the Season 2 finale. So we're gonna finally figure out what the Singularities have been planning this whole time, and what all of C.A.R.C.A.'s research this entire season has led up to. And it is absolutely insane. I think you guys are absolutely gonna love it. And also, big shout out to a lot of you guys that went and watched the finale when it first premiered. I went and told a lot of you guys, like, listen, there's gonna be a surprise in there. Please go and watch it yourself first before watching it with me. And a lot of you guys got to see that surprise, but if you didn't, you'll be able to see it today. Also, as you can see, I got the entire squad with me today too, including the new Host of Influence plush. And before we hop in, please be sure to go and support the original creator of this series, Darian Quilloy, whose link to their channel will be at the top of the description down below. Please be sure to go and support your analog horror content creators. And one last thing. I know a lot of you guys are scared to watch these videos on your own sometimes, and that's why you watch them with me. But if you could just do me a favor and open up the video that we're watching today on another tab or on another device, and just put the volume on low, but don't mute it entirely. This helps the creators still get the views that they deserve, and it helps them continue to grow in the algorithm. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. I'll also be leaving the links to Darian's Ko-Fi and Instagram in the description down below as well if you want to go and support him there. And alright guys, that's enough of me yapping. Let's jump right in. Video 23. Necrotic Wound. Warning, this video talks about and shows imagery of graphic content like flashing lights, gore, violence, death. Viewer discretion is advised.
More regions along the west coast have become inaccessible.
As protests cool off, production has returned back to its original profits.
Nationwide air quality alerts as smoke begins to spread.
Whoa, wait.
Multiple sightings of migration have been
You can't blame me for pausing right now. That was a lot of info that I don't think we knew about right from the jump. Raging wildfires continue. I remember seeing in the last video, like when we were shown like parts of the TV, like some wildfires, but I didn't know that they were actually important to the series or that it was relevant. Now, we did know that they were like still using crawl to make compost at one point and things like that. And looks like that since protests have calmed down, they're continuing production, which how many times can I get mad at the public for using the Carnis to try to do things with food and plants and all that. Then we get the winning trimming from that contest from a few videos back, and it's an actual like real version of it this time. Before it was like a drawing when we saw it, and it looks insane. We have never seen what that looks like. An elder trimming, honestly, to me. Which makes me wonder if other forms of the Carnis have like elder forms, because we didn't even know that trimmings had different forms until we saw this contest going on and we got to see all different looks, and then that one's just terrifying. And then nationwide air quality is bad as smoke is spreading. Alberta and BC engulfed in smoke. This right here, this image that's like blocked, looks like it's trying to say earthquake activity. And we know that this island is like where Facility 0 was, I believe. Then we get this mimic sighting attack, which looks awesome, by the way. It looks crazy. Harvesters on the move, and it's like on a beach? Flavor enhancer long-term effects. We knew that was gonna happen because the flavor enhancer is the host spores. And we saw what happens when people constantly take in the host spores in the last video. They like start losing their mind. So definitely makes sense that those would have long-term effects on the public that have consumed them. Simon Vanguard escapes prison and is at large. That's the cult leader of the Carnis. How did they let bro escape? I'm sorry, I gotta write this stuff down. I rewatched like the entire season again and took notes, and this is a lot. New log. Last of Bruce's collection. Yeah, so Bruce got cooked at the end of the last video. Injected with harvester venom is a terrible fate. So this must be from Vincent Barrar's perspective, I'm guessing. My god. Progress reports, summary sheet, 1995-06-20. Following statistics are the summary of this month's experimentation progress and results. Scandier crawl DNA samples abnormal, classified. Ignovus trimming sample fed to meat snake, negative. Rejected sample. Ignovus trimming containment with starved mimic, negative, no reaction. Ignovus trimming containment with harvester, negative, no reaction. Mutuari, meat snake skin sample testing, positive, prolonged temp resistance. Trucidatum. Mimic competitive environment, negative, no display of opposition. Imperium, host spore prolonged exposure, still in progress. General, Carnis and natant abilities, positive. General, Carnis connected hive mind, negative. How? How is it not a hive mind? Well, the Carnis definitely don't consume or mess with each other in a negative way, as seeing like the trimming being thrown into all these situations with a meat snake, with a mimic, with a harvester, and it's not affected by any of them. The mimics aren't even competitive with each other, despite, you know, having the same food. Okay. I wasn't sure what natant abilities mean, but it's swimming. So the Carnis can swim. I just don't understand how the Carnis aren't connected by a hive mind after they did that trimming test where they like played the sound and the trimming's head would move up. And then when they played the sound for trimmings outside of the facility where they did the test, the trimmings reacted in the same way. So I'm not sure if this is like they're lying to us here, or if this is actually trying to confirm like they don't have a hive mind, there's something else going on. Written reports of each of the experiments and details attached to file. 1991-03-20, Alpha Team Leader post-raid of Facility 0.
Tasked with leading the Alpha Team into Facility 0 and capturing multiple items of interest. The mission was a success. All items accounted for, only hostile casualties. Once the area and the prisoners were secured, we were extracted. But something wasn't right. The mission went smoothly. Too smooth. There were powerful people in there. Some seriously important people, but there were less than a dozen armed guards in the entire facility. It was also convenient. The single harvester pressure point and the team staying farther apart to avoid monolith detection, those make some sense. But why only a handful of guards? Why was it so easy?
God damn, that's a lot of words. So they think that they let them catch them in Facility 0, which, I mean, the singularities, again, don't know what the cult was actually trying to do with the singularities in that moment. Like, they were doing some kind of ritual sacrifice, I believe, but what was the goal? Because the singularities don't seem that upset that they were like caught, pretty much, because now they've taken advantage of C.A.R.C.A.S and have probably done better having C.A.R.C.A.S be used by them. So it does seem like they could have just been like, yeah, we're just gonna let us get caught. Like, this is all a part of a grander plan. Generalized Facility Upkeep and Maintenance Report, 1995-06-20. Following updates are the notes of the overall significant occurrences and facility expansion. Increased frequency of seismic activity around the C.A.R.C.A.S facility and Facility 0. Population of wild Carnis species gathering around the C.A.R.C.A.S facility still increasing. Facility expansion for experimentation and assembly stage 2 suggested by the singularities. Okay, so the singularities want the C.A.R.C.A.S facility expanded. Notable performance decline in specific facility members alerted by singularities. More termination suggested. Recommended building maintenance inspection delayed another 3 months. Okay, so this is just showing us that the singularities are just totally manipulating C.A.R.C.A.S or have just completely taken control of C.A.R.C.A.S pretty much. We knew about facility members getting fired and replaced with new people, and it seems like maybe the singularities are just picking out who they want to work here with them at C.A.R.C.A.S. And the fact that the building maintenance inspection has been delayed for 3 months, something is going on. Something's about to go down with the whole C.A.R.C.A.S facility. And the fact that the Carnis species are gathering around it, just like they did at Facility 0 before the whole Facility 0 thing went down. Whatever was going to happen at Facility 0, I think is now going to happen at C.A.R.C.A.S. Weaver Satellite. Crawl cable intake adapter. Gateway. The keystone. Dear Marshal Trados, it has come to our attention that you have managed to achieve something great. We understand that our previous interactions have not been ideal. We are willing to move past our conflicting past and move forward in light of this new achievement. And what an achievement it is indeed. Your facility managed to do what we have spent the eternity of our assembly's lifetime dedicated to in a matter of 2 years. We have underestimated you yet again. We understand that you have had the honor of communicating to the entities themselves. How blessed you are to be in the presence of such greatness. You've seen it too, haven't you? They have shown you their divine will, the great plan. We know you are assisting them in the construction of their tools, and we would be honored to give our full, complete support and fidelity, for we both now follow the will of the Master. We are happy to once again work towards this common goal together. For wonder and wisdom, we serve our Lord. And that's from the C.A.R.C.A.S cult, dude. That's from the Carnis cult. Especially the where they're talking like, you know, given our previous interactions weren't ideal, Facility Zero going on. So that's why the Singularities and the cult pretty much let themselves get caught. It seems like they knew that if the Singularities and the Carnis was in the care of C.A.R.C.A.S, that the Singularities would take advantage of C.A.R.C.A.S and help escalate or speed up the process of whatever their great plan is. And this just confirms it by saying that, you know, what they've tried to achieve in their assembly's lifetime was achieved by C.A.R.C.A.S in just 2 years. And that's because C.A.R.C.A.S has UN funding. So the fact that they have such huge government funding from around the world, like it's limitless in what they could do essentially. Now we are going to go back and look at those things because what is going on? Okay, so we have the Weaver satellite. So we did know that the Singularities had like some kind of interest in satellites and how they worked because they were looking at satellites. Fuel, crawl canisters, coil, field wrap screen, broadcast emitter. So using the crawl to broadcast some kind of wave to like send out maybe a message to the Carnis species throughout the world. Crawl cable intake adapter, mapping node, cable input, trodial stabilizers, crawl feed through port. I'm not at all sure what this is. Now this is nuts. Cables, density field, main info docks, keystone ignition, exhaust, keystone ignition, gateway. And then obviously this looks like the head of the monolith with the Carnis symbol inside of it too. And now the keystone, which seems to be the most important part. Frequency output, focal path nodes, crawl, amplified coil, diverter disk, crawl feed through, creation node, frequency input, creation node? Like they're creating something new? We're about to see some absolute craziness go down. New log. Destroy C.A.R.C.A.S. Yeah. It's interesting because C.A.R.C.A.S seemed like the savior, and then now they've also been manipulated. Infiltrated circuit. Terminated employees. Farron Bronze, Bruce Phoenix, Minerva Janice. Recommended terminations. Rhodes, Sirius, Fawn, Penitra, Azrim. As terminations continue, we still need to bring in replacements to compensate for the expansion project. List of most recent new hires to replace terminated employees. Hello? New Trier members? I don't recognize any of these names off the top of my head. It seems like C.A.R.C.A.S is just firing their actual workers and just replacing them with people that were a part of the Carnis cult. Because if everybody's on the same page, obviously things can get done a lot better. And then you won't have to worry about these people being like, wait, why? I don't think we should do that. Nah, just kill them, get rid of them, terminate them. Okay, 1995-08-22. Signs of gas leak. Detector results negative. Bring in inspector. New batch of volunteers for human trials. Updating main database software. Bring in new data engineer. Radio contact to Facility Zero remains out of commission. Bring in technician. Yo, bars. So they're trying to make use of Facility Zero because they're trying to make radio contact with it. New batch of volunteers for human trials. I know we had the human trial of using someone for the host spores, but what else do we need human trials for? Infiltrating C.A.R.C.A.S.
Making sure that everything fits well into the new software.
Sir, there's been progress with communication to Facility 0.
Wait here. We will continue this when I get back.
Oh. Floor 1, hall 1. Who is this that we're watching right now? Storage entrances. File storage. I'm wondering if this is Vincent Brar infiltrating C.A.R.C.A.S. So I believe Vincent Brar had long hair too. Oh! They lit the file storage on fire. Okay, yeah, all those files are cooked. Server room. Observation room 1. Oh. Okay, so that looked like... Hold on. Okay, so that looked like... Again, I could be wrong. We don't have 100% confirmation on who this is, but I'm pretty sure like the files that we're watching right now are from Vincent Brar's perspective. And now this footage, given that it's a person with longer hair, how he was just talking to someone that worked in there, I have no idea. But it would make sense that this is Vincent Brar that broke into here and is like, you know, starting a fire and then now trying to break things. But now the doors are locking. Singularities. Yep.
You had no choice. I see. I look past what is. But also no choice.
Didn't you? You did what had to be done. Taking action. Understand that greatly. Be proud of yourself.
We stand out for this way, sharing this.
Crazy. But still, you had no chance. We see you. We know you.
We knew you would try.
We counted on it. You're
Blinded by our
grand. We shall take it from here. Detach from them. They use up their words.
not like you.
Go now. Your passion is spirited. Continue to feed us.
We take our leave.
Much to be done. Step.
Okay, hold up. All right. I find it awesome that the singularities like finish each other's sentences. See, that's giving hive mind, isn't it? Like the fact that they could finish each other's sentences like that. But anyway, I'm sorry. I hate to pause, but we got to go back for a second. 9:55 is what we're at. That was a very long speech they did there. We see you confirming that the person that we're following right now is Vincent Barrar. Ah, okay. We know you. The Harvester trip, confirming that part of his family, his younger sibling, and his mother were killed by a harvester. And this actually confirms, when I was rewatching the series, I don't know if I ever clocked this, but Vincent Barrar is the one that made pretty much the first half of season 1. The whole living meat research documentary, it was made by Vincent Barrar. And that's why I think he was wanted by the C.A.R.C.A.S, is because he was releasing that info to the public to try to help people. And the government obviously didn't want that to happen because the government was already infiltrated by the Carnis cult. Yeah, these are the screenshots of like the letters that were being sent back and forth between Vincent and Bruce, because Bruce was like the inside informant at C.A.R.C.A.S. I just want to listen to the end section again. Okay, so the singularities are kind of fascinated by Vincent because he's really the only one going against the Carnis species, like actively trying to fight against them to take them down, because he knows that they're doing something evil, I guess, and that they're gonna hurt humanity in the long run. And he's doing this because, you know, the Carnis already hurt and took away his entire family. So now he wants to stop it from happening to anybody else. And the Singularity is just saying, you know, we're interested in you because you're the only one doing that. But your race is so stupid. They want to follow and they want to be guided and they have no idea what's actually going on. And they just, by being followed and guided, end up being guided to unfortunate circumstances like what's going on right now. Like the cult following the Carnis and the Singularities. Now C.A.R.C.A.S following the Carnis and the Singularities. And obviously this is not going to end well. But humans are just being humans and following along with it and getting manipulated because I guess they just need something to follow. Okay, so again, they're like praising him, like they recognize like what he's trying to do and that he's different from the rest. But it doesn't matter, bro. You were never going to stop the Carnis. We were too big of a threat for you. And no matter what you did, we knew that you existed. We knew what you were trying to do. There was no chance for you. And the fact that they're just letting him go is crazy. Did Crawl? Okay. The entire Carnis species is like breaking apart. Every part of it. Oh, is it all connecting to the singularities? Is that what is happening?
We are recording here from a safe distance. There appears to be large pillars of smoke rising from the facility. You can hear the emergency alarms ring. You can also hear what sounds like crashing coming from within the building as well. The C.A.R.C.A.S facility could have suffered a major malfunction as
Singularities.
hold on, it appears that several objects have blown out through smoke. Bright red spots.
Oh, this is about to be insane, isn't it?
More objects have been rising. Oh God. They're producing some sort of noise, and the ground is
gigantic meat snakes. The monoliths. What? What is that? They are leveling everything in their path. The number of casualties are unknown. What is that flying thing? Oh my god. The monoliths are doing the rumbling. What is that? Oh. We have so much to go back and look at.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next time to explore more of the world's wonders.
Vita Carnis, Season 2 finale. Cast. That's right, baby. That's right. I made it into Vita Carnis, guys. I made it. Reporter 3. Reporter 3. That was the part where I made a face before. We'll go back to that in a second. But shout out to all the cast of this video, of course. Shout out to everybody. Everybody did a great job. Shout out to Darian's Ko-Fi members as well. And thanks for watching. That's the end of Season 2. Is that... Oh, more to come. Okay. I'm not even entirely sure what happened at the end there, if I'm being honest with you. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So... Okay. Let's go back. So the singularities. So all the Carnis, it seems, inside of the C.A.R.C.A.S facility just came apart. I wouldn't say it like disintegrated because it's still Carnis, but it's just not in its forms that it was. Like the mimic is now just like a bunch of like pieces of Carnis, and it did that for all of the things inside the C.A.R.C.A.S facility, it seems. And then the singularities came out of the building, started spinning in this circle, and all of those Carnis pieces have started to form around that circle. Then the monoliths are now traveling across the water, because you have to remember, I believe the monoliths were on the Facility Zero Island, and now it seems like they're traveling, I guess, towards the C.A.R.C.A.S facility. That's my guess. But this is essentially like the rumbling. I would have to imagine that Darian was inspired by the rumbling for this section here. If you don't understand that reference and haven't watched Attack on Titan, I highly recommend you do. Attack on Titan is my favorite anime to ever exist, because I think its writing is just incredible. So watch that if you haven't already. Now, what's confusing to me is this thing. This creature that emerges out of, I don't even know where, and it's massive. Is this what the Singularities turned into? Is this what they formed? I'm not entirely sure on that. This is a gigantic flying Carnis creature. We then all see the people in cities nearby this, just essentially getting destroyed by the monoliths walking through. The flying species again. And then I cannot tell what this is. I have no idea what's going on here. I see like a little bit of a shape going on, but I don't know. Like there's something down here. Okay, then the monoliths are still walking, and this flying creature comes across and just slams into the monolith. And this is where we got to go like frame by frame to see what is going on here. Whatever this is, this looks like the leg of it. Like this is the leg, and this, oh my God, there's no way, right? This is a monolith here. And this, is this a leg? Oh, wait, hold on. Look, this monolith is now being sucked into this thing. It's like flying towards it. So this is like some kind of giant Carnis structure now that was made by those two merging, and the other monoliths have been sucked into it. Okay, and then this seems to be the reveal of whatever all of that just happened created. And it has gigantic wings, it looks like. And it just flies up into the air. Now, it looks like some kind of gigantic monolith. I think this could be either the prince or the king from the storybook. I can't go over the storybook again. I've done it so many times. I do have a video going over the entire storybook, which I will leave linked in the description down below. I'll show the thumbnail to you on screen right now. But this, I think, could be the king or the prince. And I do think that all of this was leading up to this, like the prince or the king being created and brought to Earth so that it can now do whatever it's going to do next. But it's kind of just, the look of it is giving this like royalty vibe. Maybe it's because of the like this on top of it. It doesn't really look like it has a head, does it? No, it doesn't really look like it has a head. It just has like this here. But it has wings, and it just flies away. Now, is there anything in that frame there? No. Hold on. Yeah, it's just flying away. To where? Who even knows? So, I am guessing that that's what happened here, is the singularity created that, this giant creature. Like, this creature is made of the singularity and all the Carnis that came around it. But now this begs a question. What was the technology that they were trying to build? Like that satellite thing, what was that about? Is that the next step now? Now we're gonna get into like thoughts and theories territory. Because if we go to here, we have the Weaver satellite, which again, broadcast emitter is like, its purpose is to emit some kind of broadcast to, I guess, the planet, if it's a satellite. What is the message going to be? Is it going to be a way to unite all of the Carnis species that's on the planet into one area? And then, of course, we have the gateway and the keystone. So the gateway and the keystone sounds like it's opening a door to somewhere else, to another dimension, another world, probably wherever the Carnis originally came from. Because again, like just based on the storybook, it seems like the Carnis came down to Earth and came from just somewhere far, far away. So maybe this is the prince that was made at the end of the video there. And now the prince is opening a gateway to bring the rest of his family through and to maybe just conquer Earth. I'm not entirely sure. I do think that is pretty much the goal, is that the Carnis is just going to conquer Earth and take over humanity, I guess. I don't think it'll rule over it. I just think it's going to just be another planet to conquer. But now it's like, who is going to stop this? How is that thing going to be stopped? You know, the Carnis species and the singularities, it was like feasible to think like it could be stopped by a human, right? That a human could potentially stop these things. Difficult, yes, but possible. But now that it's reached this level where that thing looks way bigger than any monolith that we've ever seen, how are you going to stop that? How is Vincent Barrar going to stop that? And it seems Vincent is for sure alive because they let him go. We know that Vincent isn't working with anybody else because Bruce wrote in a letter like, listen, if I die, I'm sorry you're going to be alone, but you got this. I believe in you. So Vincent on his own is going to have to somehow stop this. And I just don't know how that's going to be possible. I literally have no idea. By the way, if anybody has like, I don't know, some kind of like technical knowledge when it comes to like these gateways and this technology, like if you have any idea that you might know what this is because you have some experience, I don't know, with stabilizers or inputs or anything like that, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments down below. But guys, I think that's going to be it for today. What an incredible finale that, you know, again, I just love the way that Vita Carnis is structured. I've talked about this before, how we get to learn things about each of the species. We get to learn new things about each of the species. And then there's like an insane finale. And that's exactly what happened here this season too. We got to learn something new about all the species while also learning about how C.A.R.C.A.S is dealing with all this, how Vincent is still trying to stop the Carnis. And then of course, another insane finale. I remember in the secret video, like the first one we ever saw said like 1 out of 3. And it was at the end of season 1. So I don't know if we're going to get some kind of other video that's going to give us a secret video that's 2 out of 3. Because I didn't see a secret video in the description for this video. I'm thinking that there's going to be 3 seasons total of Vita Carnis. So I think we only have 1 more season left. And there was a large gap between season 1 and season 2, which of course makes sense. I know it takes a ton of work to make an analog horror series, especially to the degree that Vita Carnis has done with so many practical effects and things like that. So I expect that we're gonna have a long break from here. But don't worry, of course, once season 3 comes out, I will cover it. But what's more important is that you guys go and support the original creator of Vita Carnis, Darian Quilloy, whose link to their channel will be at the top of the description down below. I'll also be linking Darian's Instagram, Darian's Ko-Fi in the description down below for you to go and support as well. But guys, please be sure to go back and rewatch the entire Vita Carnis series. I'm sure there are things that I have missed. I know that I've had trouble translating some audios in some secret videos in season 2. So if you guys want to go and try to work on that, I'd love to see what you guys come up with. But definitely my biggest point is to just go and support the creator as much as possible and be sure to subscribe and stuff. A lot of you ask where I get all the plushies from. Just follow Darian. He posts whenever they release one, and they're usually released for like a limited time. So definitely be sure to follow Darian on Instagram and YouTube to like see those things when they come out. But yeah, I absolutely love the Vita Carnis plushie collection. I've sadly missed out on a few. I missed out on the Meat Snake and the Harvester, I believe, are the only ones, but I hope that they get re-released at some point because I'd love to get them. Oh my god, I just realized, last thing, I never talked about it. I voice acted in this. I had 1 line, just 1. Here it is, I'll replay it for you guys again. They are leveling everything in their path. The number of casualties are unknown. They are leveling everything in their path. The number of casualties are unknown. It was just 1 line, but when Darian messaged me and was like, hey, do you want to do a voice line in the finale? I was like, hell yes. I don't care what it is, I'm down. It really is like a full coming of circle moment for me, I guess, because Vita Carnis was like the first analog horror that I really dived into in the way that I do now. And it was also one of my first like viral videos on YouTube, I guess. So to now be 2 seasons deep at the finale and I get to voice act in the series is genuinely such an honor for me. And it was just super important for me that I got this opportunity. So again, thank you so much, Darian. The finale is incredible. The series is incredible. And I'm honored to have my voice be in one of the episodes. Thank you so much for that. And big shout out to you guys, because I know a lot of you watched the finale when it premiered and you guys were like, wait a minute, I recognize that voice. So very cool of you guys to acknowledge that too. But all right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Again, if you have any thoughts or theories about anything that we watched today, or if you have, if you want to contest anything that I said, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to discuss it and see what you guys think. But other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to drop a like on it. And if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe. I make videos going over all different analog horror series on my channel, and we're trying to hit 1.5 million subscribers. I've also been uploading a lot more on my second channel lately, where I do all my non-horror stuff. So if you guys want to go check that out, the link will be in the description down below for that as well. We're trying to hit 30K over there. And all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.